Hello, hello, divas and besties. This is the inaugural All My Dolls video of the channel, and let's just say I have wanted to do this since the year of our Lord 2022. Yep. So if this is very long, I'm so sorry. A little bit about me before we get started. Hello, my name is Hallie. I'm an adult collector. I've been collecting since 2005, but it really did pick up in 2009. 2009 to 2011, I was really in my first real wave of collecting. I stopped collecting for a while after 2011, but I picked it back up after graduating college in 2019, and I've been kind of collecting on and off since then. But now we are so very back. Welcome to the All My Dolls video 2026 edition. And so to start off the collection, you know her, I know her, Marisol! Oh my gosh. So I, like a lot of kids, found out about American Girl from my older cousin. She had a Samantha doll, I believe. We don't live anywhere near like an American Girl place. The closest one would be Chicago. And my grandma was like, let's go to Chicago and let's go to the American Girl store. Now, I didn't know the first thing about this doll company. I wasn't really like a doll kid. I was more stuffed animals, like Webkins. That was so my jam. But I was a dancer, and I remember like finding the catalog, and Marisol was the girl of the year in 2005. And I'm not Latina. I look nothing like this doll, but I was like, that's my sister. I love this doll. And I'm so glad that she was my first doll, the doll that started it all, you know? So I had Marisol for about a year and a half because I got her summer of 2005. And I found out about Just Like You. I remember a record scratch of the century, essentially, when I found out that there was an entire line where you can make up her personality, her name, her story, all that stuff. So this little diva was waiting for me under the tree, 2006. Yes, it was a shock, a thrill, if you will. I was 9, about to be 10, and she was literally me looking back at myself. This is sickeningly what I looked like at that age. 1,000,000,000,000%. And she was always meant to be my mini-me, so that's why I came up with Callie. And her personality came along later, like in 2009 when I really got into dolls. And that's where the Beatles thing comes in. She is very much who I was at the age of 13. Loves the Beatles, very bombastic, very loud. So I was so very happy having 2 dolls, Callie and Marisol for lifers. They're like day one. Then I found out about eBay. Yep, at the age of 12, I found out about eBay. That's not good. Like I said, I coveted Callie. I coveted the entire Just Like You line. But I was alive in 2006. I saw the diva that was Jess. Of course, my Jess is now a boy. But I knew Jess. I rocked with her. And I will say this, my 12-year-old self found a really great deal for Jess, the doll that became Jace. He came in a lot. He came with the original kayak that I don't know where it went. Don't worry about it. It makes me mad too. And Jess's bathing suit. And I fancied myself an AG tuber. So I recorded the whole thing. And it is so unwatchable. Next up for Christmas, we have the light of my life. I don't ever play with Krista Maxwell's face around me. Like, if she has one fan, it's me. Her movie is so good. She had a great story. She was just like, look at her. She was a Christmas gift. I was so pleased as punch. I got her pet llama Starburst, and every pet they had at the time. My mom, as the kids say now, popped off. Also, she got me the 1996 Earth Day outfit that goes for $70 without fail on the secondhand market now. Could I be talking about their personalities? A fun fact about Krissa, she had a blog. See, I'm showing my age. She had a blog. It was just absolute high camp, high art. So fun fact about me, my birthday is actually 2 weeks after Christmas. I was born on January 9th. So anytime I get a doll for Christmas and for my birthday, it feels so very jam-packed together. However, for my 13th birthday, my mom surprised me with 2 dolls. And I was so excited. Like, as a kid, for me, that was huge. We had my birthday in a hotel. It was so cool. There was a hot tub in the room. We were living in the lap of luxury. And I opened 2 dolls. And the first one was, of course, Julie, who is now Julia in my collection. being the insufferable child I was who loved all things 1960s, 1970s, old music like that. Obviously, I love Julie. I know that she gets a bad rep, but I just think she is truly just such a sweet doll. Like, look at her face! Again, I am very biased. You're going to find that out in this video, but I think I do have a very beautiful Julie. And yeah, that's my Julie girl. And right after I opened Julie, I was surprised with... Watch this. My sweet charity girl. She is, of course, a Lainey base. She was never going to just be Lainey. She was obviously my guinea pig. As you can see, if you follow me on Instagram, I've been very honest and open with my displeasure with how I kind of treated her as the guinea pig for my customizing journey. But now, 15, almost 16 years after I got her originally, I can say that I'm happy with her. I think this wig is perfect on her. This is truly me 112's wig, and I just think she looks really sweet now. Next up, we have the one, the only. Yes, get up and cheers, Sonali Matthews. Exactly. Now, I had money left over from Christmas and money from my birthday. I remember Christmas sold out. Gwen and Sonali, by the grace of God, were still available on the website. End of January. Now, full disclosure, full transparency, I did not want Gwen. I did not need a third blonde doll after getting blonde 1 and blonde 2 for my birthday. Look at Sonali, man. I know she is expensive secondhand, but if you want her, 1000% go get her. I'm 1000% go get her. The original Sonali mold is just stunning. Stunning. Sonali, we love you. Sonali, you're an icon. Sonali. Thank you. And now we go for one doll I'm extremely normal about to the other. Here's Miss Molly. Beautiful Miss Molly. Now I am ready to get stoned because she does not have the bangs. Molly purists can boo me all they want. I understand. Listen, I love Molly. Love her. Love the books. Love that she's a little hellion, for lack of a better term. It's just that with the bangs, she looked so much like Callie. Like, granted, Callie and Molly are cousins in my collection, but it's just I love the bangs. I like this little side bang I just did recently. I probably couldn't steam it and make it lay down a little bit better, and it's more true to who Molly is in my collection. Molly is supposed to be like very, very world famous, like very much like a famous singer. Yes, so unlike Molly, but very much my Molly. Now, I know you're not supposed to have favorites, but Cindy's my favorite. I love her. This is Cynthia Ann Bernice Boswell, the only doll I've said their full name for. She has a Just Like You 46. I worked all spring and summer to save up for a doll. I actually saved up for Molly, and I had enough money because I'm a Capricorn and we hustle for a second doll. And when they released Sonali molds into the Just Like You line, it was a huge day for people who were me. And she was my first doll with that hair type that I did not really know how to work with. So after a while, her hair was really bad. The nice thing is that the wig you see on her today was actually my great-grandma's. My great-grandma loved to create dolls and customize dolls, so I like to think that that lives on in me. So it's an homage to her to think that this is something that, even though I've never met her, this is something that connects us and brings us together. Next up, we have my sweet Dear Prudence, Just Like You number 25. Now, she is from the My American Girl days, the Inner Star U days. She is just so sweet. Please look at her. She is one of the dolls that, like, everybody on AGTube at that time had this doll. And I remember, obviously, I'm a Beatle fan, and the song I listened to all the time was Dear Prudence. And I just think that this is a perfect name for her. I actually got her at the now defunct American Girl Place Denver store, so that was a big part of her story. She was another one who had a blog like Krissa. She loved the show Glee. Where my Gleeks at? Now, hindsight is 2020. My collection grew so much in 2010. You're gonna find out it does that. And for Christmas, I was surprised with beautiful Miss Felicity here. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm looking at her, and I've never been one to be freaked out by the Felicity eyes. I think they're beautiful, but wow, they're very bright with this ring light, so I apologize. Felicity was a doll that she was retiring that year. My mom got her for me for Christmas, and I just remember being so excited. And she was really like, I leaned into like that tomboy aesthetic. And I love her bangs. Like, I just gave her bangs recently, and I just think that they are so cute. My Molly doesn't have bangs, but my Felicity has bangs. And yeah, I was very content with getting Felicity, but my grandma had to throw down the gauntlet and get me Rebecca Rubin. Listen, my grandma has told me in so many times in the years since that this is one of the most beautiful dolls she's ever seen in her life. And you can see her. Obviously, she is. Full transparency, this is not a Rebecca wig. This is, I believe, a Kanani wig that I texturized. I'm not sure if I like it. I'm not sure if this is exactly how I want my Rebecca to look. So it might change. But regardless, her hair or not, the face card isn't going to decline, girl. Rebecca is a diva. Rebecca is an icon. She's a legend. She's the moment. Every trite thing that you've heard an internet stans say about their favorite pop girl is genuinely how I feel about Rebecca Rubin. There's a reason my entire internet brand is dedicated to this doll. I love her so deeply. And then in a rare moment of self-restraint, I did actually say no to getting a doll for my birthday. I wasn't really sure who I wanted. This is where I fumbled the bag. I got it 1,000% with Sonali, fumbled it so deeply with Kanani. I wasn't sure who I wanted, so I waited until and about the same time that I got Sonali in 2010, I picked up Miss Just Like You 33, Miss Rita, in 2011. Oh, she's so beautiful. I gave her freckles, these eyelashes, she's just coming correct. As you can tell, if you are a Beatles fan, she is named after lovely Rita. That's my favorite song by them. And of course, now I know that she was my last doll, the original first wave. So it's kind of fitting that my last doll was named after my favorite Beatles song. So yeah, I went about my life, graduated high school, and went through college. And on a whim, right before I graduated in fall of 2019, I rediscovered AGTube. It was really fun rediscovering the brand and seeing how it had grown in the 8 years it had been since I was really poring over the catalogs and everything. And I was in my house at school right before graduation and found this $20 Julie that just on a whim bid on, and I won, and he became Peter. He is, of course, named after and based on Peter Tork of the Monkees, who did pass away in 2019. I remember I wasn't even really sure I was going to be back into dolls long term, but I thought, oh, it'll work out because I'll have a Peter doll, in memoriam of him, because obviously everybody wants to be made into an American Girl doll when they die. Similarly, the next doll that I had gotten off my shop Goodwill journey was beautiful Miss Just Like You 26, who did become my Ronnie Spector doll. Ronnie Spector, of course, is the incredible lead vocalist from the Ronettes. I really cooked with my Peter and my Ronnie dolls. I love the both of them so much. I just gave her this wig recently, and it was just kind of like a lightning bolt moment. I looked at her and I'm like, this is exactly how I've always wanted her to look. I've always wanted her to have that big bouffant hair. I just feel like she's really giving Ronnie Spector right now, and I'll smile about it. 26 is also just a great base doll for customs. We'll talk more about it when I get to my other 26. She just really is just so beautiful. I love the Eddie mold. Now, I know I did say that I had missed the boat on Kanani, but I got her. I believe she was my last doll from 2019. Again, another Shop Goodwill doll. I was doing my thing on Shop Goodwill. I'll go through periods where I'll get stuff from Mercari, and then I'll get a lot of stuff from eBay, and then I'll do most of my shopping on Shop Goodwill. I do Shop Goodwill kind of as a last resort. But I remember I got her for a great price, and obviously Kanani is such a coveted doll for a good reason. Look at her. She's gorgeous. How many times have I told you to look at these dolls? My Kanani does have my Molly's wig and brown eyes. I just think that they suit her so much. She has her iconic yellow glasses. And just look at her sweet little face. Look at her little head tilt. I love her in red. Oh, Kanani girl. So now this is going to be a lore dump. This is Sunny. She is my custom 49 that I bought off of a Tumblr seller. I am unfortunately going to bring up the doll blogs again, but how I would write them is for Rita and Prudence, especially when they had their blogs, a large majority of the beginning of their blogs were detailing the life that they lived in the American Girl factory. And two characters that would come up frequently as kind of helpers and guides and best friends were Sunny, and originally in the blogs, her name was Kenna, but she does become Kennedy. And I wrote them with the knowledge that I was going to get them. 49 at that time was just a doll that everyone had on AGTube. Steven's World of Dancers 49 was gorgeous. I got her off of Tumblr because someone I followed had fixed up a 49 and she wasn't super expensive. And I was like, yep, there's my Sunny girl. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we get to the Mercari dolls. Everybody say hello to Yejin. This is my beloved Yejin. She is a just like you 30. I just remembered what base doll she was because obviously she's got the wig and the tattoos. Like, listen, I am not an artist. Coming up with Yejin's tattoos and all of the different things that I wanted on her sleeve, that was such a fun experience to like really flesh out her character. Granted, all of my dolls have characters. They all have personalities in my head. And they're not all as intricate and detailed as the dolls that I've had for like 20 or 15 years, like the original wave. But these dolls are like 5 years old. Like I've had Agent for 5 years, and all things considered, her sleeve has really held up. Like I think it still looks good. I really do. She had some chopped eyebrows, and you're gonna find out that I am somebody who I love the colored hair dolls. Now you might be saying, whoa, Venus. Venus! Yes, this is Venus. Now, real ones will know that this was my Addie doll. Her name has been changed to her middle name, which was Venus, because you're going to see something very exciting later on in the video. But I just recently gave her this wig, honestly, right before I recorded this. I want to say that this is a cut 59 wig, but do not quote me on that. I've had this wig for probably about 5 years now, and it's never been on a doll, really. So I put it on her, and I really like it. Look at this doll's face. Oh my gosh. She is just so gorgeous. I know I'm going to gush about it every time I bring up another Addie mold, but she's just so beautiful. So that's why her name is Venus. This mic is so letting me down, but next up we have Florence, my beautiful, beautiful melody doll. So obviously the 1960s doll from Detroit, Michigan, with the Motown focus, with civil rights movement focus. I was going to eat that up. They made that for me when I wasn't actively into the brand. But all jokes aside, she is so beautiful. This was the first doll that I had opened brand new in a box since Rita in 2011. Like I hightailed it on over to the American Girl website, gave them my COVID money, my pandemic relief money, and this gorgeous girl was on my doorstep a week later. To this day, she is the historical that I have the most of her collection. I think I have everything except for, this is so silly, the fancy floral dress. She's obviously rocking her doo-wop outfit for sure. She looks like a little angel. I love her so much, and that's my girl. Oh, and here she is with her glasses. Speaking of glasses, here's my daughter Jude. The first 10 numbered dolls will always just be such a point of nostalgia for me. Now with Jude, I was actually going to customize her. But you know, as the saying goes, life has a very interesting way of working out. Story time. I love hamsters. I've had so many hamsters in my life, and as an adult, I'm very into like, I don't want to say hamster keeping, hamster husbandry or whatever. I had a hamster, and unfortunately he passed away the day that she showed up on my doorstep. So I named her Jude in honor of him. And I think it's cute because at the time that I got her, she probably looked the most like me before I made my custom mini me. And it's cute just with the numbers. Like 6 was my adult mini me and 7 was my kid mini me. So this is Jude's twin brother, Elton. So I went through a whole thing where I was going to buy dolls, fix them up, and sell them. I still do want to do that. However, the first 2 that I bought were Jude and Elton, and as you can tell, they're still in the collection all 5 years later, so that didn't really work out. The cool thing about Elton is that he is such an older doll. He is older than a majority of my collection because he has the chubbier face, the chubbier body, the squishy vinyl, and not the blonde eyelashes. His eyelashes are very soft. I don't really know about like dating the dolls and seeing how old they are. I know for a fact he's Pleasant Company. I think he's probably older than me. Early mid 90s, I'm not sure. Maybe that'll be something I get into in the new year. Who knows? But I love Elton. This is the sweet, sweet number 58. This is my Kennedy. Like I said, Kennedy kind of fits into the story of my original 13 dolls and the whole lore of the blogs and whatnot. Back when I was doing my original planning of my collection back as a child, she was actually, here's the thing, she was supposed to be a 39, but then in 2020, they were actively retiring 58. And I was like, well, hold up. Stop the presses. And I'm so glad that I got her and that she is such a doll that is integral to like the original 13 because I really do think that she really adds something. Look how beautiful this doll is. What were they thinking retiring her? Moving on. I haven't been saying the dolls numbers, but my number 24 is number 4. here. This is beautiful Dayu. I actually, full transparency, did not think I would get this doll. I got her off of eBay for a very wonderful price. COVID was such an interesting time to be getting dolls, like I gotta tell you. The reason I got her for the price that I did was because if you look, her hands, one of them was chewed. I do not care. I was just so glad to have a 4, and everything else about her is perfect. And she's just so special to me because one of the last trips that we took as a family with my dad before he passed away, we went up to Mackinac Island here in Michigan, and I have such a vivid memory of us biking all around the island, taking pictures of her, and I have the cutest picture of my mom and my dad like posing her, and it's just such good memories. So I love her. Love Dayu. The Mercari very struck again. My next doll is the very sweet Miss Grace Thomas, even though I named mine Oakley. Now, personally, I love that she looks like Krissa. They are cousins in my collection. I really think Oakley is beautiful. This is not her original wig, and I did originally get her with a 47. I have since sold her. The 47 was in very bad condition. I have her now, though, back again. That's Mars. They are best friends, divas. Are they lovers? Worse. That's something that I do like to have, is that like the little pairings and the little like friends in each of my like little bouts of my collection. That is probably so silly to some people, but if you get it, you get it. Believe it or not, this is a create your own doll. Now, I've seen things online of moms currently getting their daughters those create your own dolls that look like dolls that are retired, but you could probably get for $30 on eBay. And I can't be in the comments like the rest of you clowning them because I spent $200 for this doll. However, I love her. I don't care. I love her. I made her with my mom. My mom helped me design her. She probably will be the only create your own of mine in my collection because I like the actual customizing more than the designing. Does that make sense? Like the actual, like, I like to be Sid from Toy Story, is what I'm trying to say. Case in point, here is my beautiful Miss Bijou. She, of course, this iteration is a Just Like You 85 with a texturized Truly Me 88 wig. Also, full transparency, I apologize if me switching between calling them Just Like You and Truly Me is driving somebody up a wall. I always do that. Personally, I still prefer Just Like You, even though I know they haven't been Just Like You for a while. Getting back to Bijou, I adore this doll. This is my second time, as I've said, making this doll because I sold the original. I would make this doll 100 times over. I really would. And this is a little tidbit. My best friend is famously very afraid of dolls, but I remember she walked into my room and picked Bijou out and said, "That doll is captivating." So there you have it. And what better way to end the absolute Dollapalooza, Dollmageddon, however you want to talk about it, the absolute explosion of my collection into a 2020 than to get the girl of the year. So this is my Joss. Her name is Kayline. I love baseball, and so does my grandma. And my grandma's favorite player of all time was Al Kaline of the Detroit Tigers, and he passed away in 2020. Now, as you can tell, all of my dolls have names that are symbolic of something or someone who is meaningful to me or somebody that I love. And he meant a lot to my grandma, and my grandma means obviously a lot to me. So I think that this was just a perfect kind of way to honor that. Does that make sense? And I just love Joss. I think she's a beautiful doll, and I've never seen an ugly Joss. Now, I knew I was going to get Kayline in 2020. I had asked for her. Penelope, on the other hand, was a complete surprise. This is a Courtney, by the way. When I opened Courtney, I was floored. I had no clue. It was a complete surprise. And that was such a fun little moment. But I'm so glad that I have her because I customized her. I really do think I customized her into something special. She is, of course, named after Penny Lane from Almost Famous. Love that movie. And judging by the name and how she's dressed, she is more of a 70s kind of historical. I know Courtney is the 80s, but my Marisol is actually my 80s historical. And the way I have Penny, she just screams more 70s anyway. And she looks like Dolly Parton right now. So what more can you ask for? So now the first doll of 2021 who survived, I hate to say the purge, but who survived the purge is, of course, Rosetta. I am so obsessed with Nenea's with brown eyes. Personally, I think Nenea should have come with brown eyes. That's a hill I'm going to die on. And just the combination of her brown eyes and this baby doll wig that I got from eBay, just she is so darling. I recurled it for the first time since I got it 4 years ago. Hello. I look at her and I could tell she just has such a personality. Like, she screams very artistic. She screams very earthy. The Nanea, the Makena, and the Claudie molds all just are very sweet. So sweet looking. Face reveal. Okay, just kidding. Here's Miss January. She is my mini-me. When I did my mini-me, obviously I didn't want to name her Hallie because I have Callie. I really set myself up for that. Thank you so much to me in 2006. But I thought it would work. January. I am a January baby. My birthday's January 9th. She looks like a January. She is an Elizabeth base with Caroline eyes and a wig from eBay. The seller, I am blanking right now. Give me a second. Okay, so here's the gag of it all. We're getting the live update right now. The seller is gone on eBay, so, but it's a pretty good wig. I like it. My hair is not nearly this long, but one day. It's aspirational now. Now, if you have ever said anything bad about Truly Me 91, you gotta go, because I am just going to gush about this doll. I love Truly Me 91. I love all the colored hair dolls. I really do. I love color. And just, she's stunning. She's stunning. She's a Sonali mold. This is before they desecrated the Sonali mold. Ooh, I said it out loud. But she's just so gorgeous. I love her. This wig is beautiful. I love Truly Me 91. Oh my gosh, this is my Hendrix, and she's my girl. She gives me like Y2K rock star. Like, she looks like she'd be in like an alien rock band. Like, maybe I'm showing my age, but like Xenon. But if she was a rock star, yeah, that's Hendrix's lore. Okay, I'm smiling very hard right now. This is my Davy Jones doll. Like I said, I had my Peter Tork doll. Obviously, I had to make Davy. He is so cute. He is giving 8 button-down shirt realness. He is giving look out, here comes tomorrow realness. Oh my goodness. I have Davy and Peter in the same area in my room, and I'll just look at them every so often when I'm in here, and they just make me so happy. 2021 was obviously such a really rough year for me, and the monkeys really got me through it. And before anybody asks, yes, I do plan to one day make a Mike and a Mickey doll, just because those are the other 2 monkeys, and I know exactly how I would make them, so stay tuned. Now, like I said, I love the colored hair dolls, but there are certain molds that I think we need a colored hair doll. Case in point, the Kaya mold. This is my beautiful Daphne. Now, this is the second time I've made Daphne. She was one of the dolls that I unfortunately did have to sell back in 2023, but the nice thing is that, well, you can find pretty inexpensive Kayas, and honestly, this wig wasn't super duper expensive either. And just look at it. I think blue is so beautiful on Kaya. And hey, she's just so cutie pie. Yes, she still does have the sparkles on her face. No, I still don't know how to get them off. Well, I don't know if it's makeup. I don't know what it is. But if you know how to get sparkles off a doll's face, please leave a comment below. Thank you. Now, I'm going to be really vulnerable here. Truly Me 80 is a doll that we all moved on way too quickly from. I love her. I know I've said that about every single doll, but there's just Truly Me 80, a diva, an icon, a legend, so beautiful. And my Truly Me 80 obviously does have an Ivy wig on, so I had to sell a lot of dolls on Mercari in 2023. I remember I sold an Ivy doll to a really cool buyer. I don't remember their username or anything, but they were really cool. I was getting the Ivy ready to be shipped, and I realized just how thin her wig was in the back. After letting the buyer know kind of what was going on, we decided to swap the wigs out. And I'm so glad we did, because I just fell in love with Astrid. I was actually going to sell Astrid. She was one of the dolls that I had listed on Mercari, and I put this wig on her, and I fell in love with her. So, all's well that ends well, baby. So as you can tell, there was a bit of a gap between my collecting and honestly how I got back into dolls is that my dolls never really went away. They were never put away. They've just always kind of been in my room as part of like decoration. However, I was tired of looking at the original 13 up on my 2 big bookshelves, and I was like, let's change them. And then it turned into let's change everybody. And while it did take approximately an entire weekend, I was so excited, and we're back, baby. And let's just say that 2 weeks later, this little diva was on my doorstep. This is my beautiful Bowie. So I do credit Bowie and this doll here, Quincy, as like my 2 dolls that really got me back into collecting. Bowie because the customization turned out so well, and I remembered how much I loved that. And this doll because honestly, she surprised me. I'm not going to lie, I was a Truly Me 88 hater, and I'm glad I waited it out because honestly, in the 5 years it's been since she released, all of the kids who got her for Christmas became like Sephora kids and who don't care about dolls, which is their loss and my gate because I think I got her for like $35. Price or not, I love 88 and Quincy really is. Quincy is one of my favorites. I can't believe I'm saying that, but it's true. And I love her with her little glasses. And now here is my Kaya. I've said it on Instagram. I'm going to say it here. You know how some people say, oh, I have the best version of X, Y, or Z doll? I found the most beautiful Kaya I think I've ever seen in my life. And don't get me wrong, every Kaya is beautiful. But you see her. Just look at her. Ladies and gentlemen, her. And she's so beautiful in blue. Kaya is the it girl, and I genuinely think everybody who collects American Girl should at least have one Kaya. Reverie. I love this doll so much. This is, of course, my second 26. She came to me having seen much better days. I knew I was going to make her look great because I like customizing the dolls. But just, I remember I finished her and I took the curls out. She had the little bangs. I was like, this is my girl. So her name, Reverie, is, of course, reference to Baekhyun from EXO's Essence of Reverie album and tour of the same name that I saw last year. Yes. As you can probably tell by the way I'm talking like a chronically online person, I love K-pop and EXO are my favorite group. And kind of like how when I was a kid, I had all of my dolls have like Beatles related names. I wanted to do something like that, but with like my favorite group right now, which are EXO. So just kind of like a little homage to the past. Why am I English now? Next up is my one and only Luvera. She is my alien doll, even though somebody on TikTok did probably correctly wonder if she was an ogre. And I'm looking at her antenna and they are very much giving Shrek in the Swamp. So I am probably going to have to fix that. But I'm just so over the moon with how she turned out. She is based on a character from a story that I wrote when I was in college. I was an English major. Yes. Come on, humanities degree. I've always loved to write ever since I was a kid, writing like Kristen Prudence's blogs. But it is truly so special to have something that is a physical representation of a character that I've written. And we're going to move on before I get emotional. Next up, we got Miss Mars. Here is my beautiful Mars. Don't hate me, okay? This is not a 47. No, don't boo me. Let me get through my story. So, this is actually a 67 with a Kaya wig. If you've seen my video restoring Bowie and Daphne, and Mars gets a little mention in there, the original Mars was a 47. I sold her because she was not in great condition. And honestly, I'm going to say it, I think Mars 2.0 is a prettier Sonali mold. I think her eyes are rounder, and I think they're more symmetrical. When I was a kid, I really couldn't tell you the difference between like a good or a bad version of a mold, but now I feel like I can, and I know what I like, and Mars is beautiful. So this is my sweet Cordelia. She is a custom, a truly me 40 with Charity's old wig. I dyed it myself. It came to me platinum blonde from a defunct eBay seller, which is really sad because I really liked this eBay seller. That is neither here nor there. I look at Cordelia and she makes me grin so much. She just has, as you can tell by the way she's dressed, kind of like a Stranger Things reject. She has such like a fun, quirky little personality. I think she would be very much like an astronomer. I think she would be really into the study of stars and stuff like that. Cordelia just strikes me as the person to know the name of every moon in the galaxy. I don't, but she does. It's time for my baby girl Monet. Oh my gosh. The fact that I have a 31 is mind-boggling to me. She was one of the dolls that I absolutely coveted every time I opened the catalog and looked at the Just Like You lineup. She is named after the RuPaul's Drag Race queen, Monet Exchange. I love her so much. I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to name her when I got her, but I had been watching, I'm sure, like TikToks or something of Drag Race. No, you know exactly what I was watching? I was watching the Pound the Alarm lip sync like I always do. If you haven't seen that, please go watch that. It is so good. And I just remember looking at the doll and saying Monet, and it just was lightning in a bottle. It suits her so well. And if you see the lip sync, you let me know what you think. Now we move on from one piece of television history to the other. This is my Miss Mercedes, of course, named after the one and only Mercedes Jones of Glee. Please let me know if you have seen Glee. I love 85. Of course, this is the second 85 that I've ever had, because my one that I got back in 2022 I did sell, but I instantly regretted it when I got back into dolls. I was like, what are we doing? But she's just so beautiful. I love this version of the Addie mold, and I think the blushing that I did on her face, like, she looks like a little cherub. Oh my gosh, I love her in purple, as you can tell. Like, look at this icon. I'm trying not to say diva, but look at this diva. Next up, we have my Moonie. This is Moon. So ever since I got back into dolls in 2019, I'd always been really interested in the concept of dyeing them, like using dye more to actually dye the final body. First, I wanted to dye a classic mold. Never got around to doing that. But I remember I found a pretty inexpensive Jess mold, Truly Me, and decided today's the day. And I'm so pleased with how she turned out. She has a Melody wig. She's in Melody's birthday outfit. She's a Melody cosplay, essentially. But get ready to boo me. But I'm over the moon with how Moon turned out. Oh, I wrote that down and I said I need to say this in the video. So I'm sorry for that pun, but that sums up how I feel about her. Do you ever look back at choices you made and wonder, what was I thinking? Kind of like how I was talking about when I sold my 85 Mercedes. I got back into dolls, and the second thing I thought of after I was like, why did I sell 85, was, why the heck, girl, I want to swear so bad, why the heck did I sell my Corinne? But thankfully I am an adult with free will and someone who I could sniff out a good deal on eBay, like I'm a bloodhound for that. Oh my gosh, goodbye. But this is Naoma. I'm so glad to have her back in my collection, and this time around she's got like a goth sort of thing going on, and I really like it. And of course I love what I did with her hair. So welcome back, Naoma. And speaking of welcome back, let's give it up for the one and only Siomara. Oh my gosh. Honestly, what can you really say about 86 that hasn't been said 1,000 times over? I love her. I obviously we all do now, because if you've looked, her secondhand prices are insane. Yeah, I know I've probably been complaining about the secondhand prices for a lot of these dolls, or just like talking about it, but it's important. And I'm going to say it. People have really changed their tune about this doll. Now, I'm glad you guys came to the light. I'm glad you understand her for who she is. And I know it took that silly Sugar Plum Fairy doll for y'all to realize it. I get it. But now she's going for Sugar Plum Fairy prices on the secondhand market. So who really won? The resellers. So honestly, I was having a great time buying dolls, fixing them up. And my mom actually said, hey, can I fix up a doll? I'm like, oh, absolutely, diva, for sure. And she wanted to make a Janis Joplin doll, but she didn't want to just buy a doll to fix her up by herself. So I found a lot of 4 dolls for, are you ready, $117 and free shipping, unheard of in 2025. I'll say it. And their 4 dolls were Kanani, Kira, Julie, and Sage. And honestly, Sage was never a doll that was on my radar, but I just remember I opened her first and just remember thinking, wow, this is a beautiful doll. Like, I'm just a sucker for a good classic mold, I guess. So yeah, that's my Sedona. Yes, she is named after the city in Arizona. Yes, I know Sage is from New Mexico. No, I do not care. Sorry to the people of New Mexico. Now, I've never fancied myself a Stoops collector, but eBay had other plans, I'm not going to lie to you. So this is gorgeous Naomi. She is a true Rebecca. She does have freckles, but she is truer to the original design of Rebecca that is so near and dear to my heart. I mean, again, my entire brand online in the American Girl doll community is centered around Rebecca. And she came in such beautiful condition, I really just had to recurl her hair. And she came with her full meat outfit except for the pin. Now, I had sold my entire Rebecca's original meat outfit like during COVID time, but you know, the one thing that I had was the hairpin. So now she's complete, and that just makes me so giddy. And it was just so exciting to open both dolls, her and Addie. So yes, I did have an Addie. So the doll that you just met is Venus. Those of you who know Ball know that that was my original Addie. And then I found this eBay listing of Naomi and this Addie, and I bought it without even knowing how old this doll was. She was right next to Rebecca, so I thought maybe like 2009, give or take. And then I opened her and my jaw was on the floor because she has to be a first or second edition Addie. She has all the signifiers and she's very like my Elton, who I know is an early 90s Kirsten. The fact that I have this doll is insane. You saw it. She has the shell necklace. Like, oh, she is such a piece of American Girl history if she is. Even if she's a second edition Addie, really. I could talk for 3 hours about this doll. She makes me so happy. Do not tell Marisol, do not tell Sonali, but I really do think she's one of the crown jewels of this collection. Like, she's in line with that, with the two of them. She is gorgeous. Honestly, what a special doll to have as my 50th. Like, that is such a milestone number. And I'm just over the moon with this beautiful girl. She looks stunning in this Marie Grace and Cecile outfit. Like, look at this. Say it with me. Eva! This little man is my sweet Kurt. So he was made from a kit doll that I found on eBay. He has one kit eye and one Kanani eye. He is just so stinking cute. Obviously named after Kurt Hummel from Glee. Give a like if you know it. Give a like if you've heard Rose's Turn. Give a like if you've heard Not the Boy Next Door. Exactly. In my collection, he is Felicity's little brother. And he just is so cute. He makes me smile. I love this little coat on him. And this wig he has is actually, I believe, an 85 wig that Bijou came with. And I still to this day don't know how I managed to get it to look like this. It did come to me a little chopped, a little fried, but all's well that ends well. It all came out in the wash. And he's so cutie pie. This gorgeous, gorgeous girlie is the one and only Josefina Maria Montoya. I gave her curls, like I texturized her hair in the way that I'm loving doing currently. And don't tell Andy, don't tell Bijou, but it definitely turned out the best on Josefina. But just to have her, she's gorgeous. I got her from Shop Goodwill. And I just want to say shout out to whoever donated their kid's doll or their doll to the Goodwill, because she's mine now. She's part of my collection and I love her. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Personality wise, she is very much like her counterpart. Josefina's books I really do want to read, but I know the gist and I think that it is really special that she is so compassionate and empathetic. I really feel like that's this Josefina. Like, she's just beautiful and a beautiful soul inside and out. Next up is my sweet Andy girl. Her name is short for Andromeda. She is a Kanani doll. Fun fact, I actually have a star named after me when I was like 8 or 9. My grandma got myself, my older cousin, and my younger brother all stars named after us. And mine is in the Andromeda galaxy. And as such, I've always had a real fondness for the name Andromeda. Also, my mom was a child of the 70s, and John Denver has a song called Farewell Andromeda. And my mom did tell me that when she was little, she always wanted to name her daughter Andromeda. So that's kind of like a little homage to a name that could have been mine in another lifetime. Next doll on the docket is gorgeous Miss Covey. So Covey was Girl of the Year in 2023, and without getting way too into it, 2023 was not a great year to be me. Not at all. But I do remember her coming out, and I was so very excited. I mean, they were up their Marie Grace mold. She was a Broadway baby. She is one of, if not the best, modern girls of the year. I just think they did such a great job with her collection. And I remember Covey was a doll that everybody was seated and ready for. In a perfect world, I would have gotten her back during her year. But I found this doll for $32 on Mercari. Just a complete fluke. But when you see a great deal, you gotta jump on it. And she is perfect. I'm so very glad that I've got Cubby. I love taking parts of dolls that I like and putting them on other dolls. Case in point, this wig. Love it. Do I need another Josefina mold? We all can say no. And then I thought to myself, the concept of a Joss mold with this wig. And then it was. So this is gorgeous Beatrice. She's rocking Mary Ellen's birthday dress. I think it looks awesome with her wig. I like this wig on her. I like her little bangs. She's a little alternative girly and she brings something new, I think. Ivy's back. Okay. Yes, I have Ivy again. She really is such a stunning doll, and I love her in this outfit of Julie's. Honestly, my unrealistic dreams for the 40th anniversary of American Girl is that they will bring the best friends back. Like I said, unrealistic, but it could be cool. If they do, I think Ivy should have more outfits. I've actually been reading Ivy's book. It is very, very cute. I can't believe she never got like a gymnastics outfit. Her love of gymnastics and the push and pull between what she wants to do and doing what'll make her family happy by going to the family reunion, that's literally the plot of her book. So the fact that we never got a gymnastics outfit, huge oversight on American Girl's part. Ivy deserves better. I'll say it. Who's with me? Sticker tagging. Girl, bye! This is my Sabrina. This is truly me 127. Yeah, it does say just like you 127 up there. Leave me alone. Like I said, love K-pop. And there's a group called NCT 127. And so I remember, first of all, the doll's gorgeous, right? Like she's stunning. She's literally truly me 80s sister. It was just icing on the cake that this was her number. First of all, the fact that we're in triple digits with the Truly Me's is disgusting and I feel ancient. Oh my God. Like it was obviously coming down the pipe when there was like 86, 91. Like where else are we going to go? She is actually my highest numbered Truly Me doll. So I have my lowest number who is Dayu who's 4 and then I have all the way up to 127. But I love Sabrina. She was a great purchase. Love you, Mercari. Love you, Mercari. You've seen all these dolls that I got in 2025. Just know that up until the second week of November, there was this doll in some crusty little eBay box waiting for me to send her to the doll hospital. So this is Everly. She is my beautiful brand new, just like you 21. Oh my gosh. Bought her very cheap on eBay. She was worse for wear. I bought her with the intention that I did want to send her to the doll hospital because the doll care center, pardon me, just because I hadn't sent a doll back there since Marisol in 2009. So I wondered what it was like. The fact that it's still only $50, that is such a great price. I am so happy with the head that I got. She looks gorgeous. Speaking of gorgeous, this is my Solana. Now, those of you in the know realize that she has the same name as SZA, the incredibly talented singer who I adore. I got into her deeply in the year 2024. I listened to her all of 2025, and she was actually one of my top artists of the year, according to Spotify Wrapped. And you know it by now. There's only one way that I truly can show an artist how much their music means to me, and that's making them in doll form. And I do eventually want her to be very representative of SZA and have the beautiful waves and the beautiful curls that she is so known for. And I was going to do that. That's how she got these braids. And then I remember looking at her and saying, wait, the braids are so cute. So I put the little beads on them, and she's just adorable. And she's going to be like this for a little bit, but she will eventually be full SZA. And here we are, besties. We've made it to doll number 60. Now, we could be honest. I pride myself as being somebody who is very self-aware. I did not need to get a brand new doll for Christmas. I was planning on not getting any dolls for the foreseeable future, honestly, much less a brand new one. Every single doll that I got this year, 2025, was secondhand. I love secondhand dolls. And then those American Girl Black Friday deals happened. And they got me. They got me, gal. How they did it this year, so diabolical, because every day there was something new. And the first one that they did, I think, was on Black Friday proper. And it was the Truly Me's for like $90 or something. Don't quote me on that. And I was looking, this is a tangent. I love Truly Me 132. I think she is gorgeous. She's probably the next brand new doll I'm going to get. But I did have my reservations with getting her online because I had heard iffy things about the Sonali mold in its current form, especially in regards to 132. And I thought $135, okay, in this case, $95 for a doll that might look good or might not. Nah. So I did end up passing on her. I want to get her in person. So I was fully convinced that I was immune to the Black Friday deals. And then 2 days later, Moana was on sale. Now, a deeper skinned Corinne mold. This is what we want. I don't think America Girl understands that we want more variations with the skin tones and the molds. At least I do. Outside of the create your own line. Because why are create your own dolls $275? Why? Anyway, tangent over back to Moana. This is Mona. And I just opening a doll for Christmas, like a brand new American Girl doll, was so much fun and so nostalgic for me because this year, 2025, this marked 19 years since I had gotten Callie, who was my second doll for Christmas. So it was a very full circle moment for me. And I'm so glad I have my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Mona. With that, friends, we are done. You made it. This was such an undertaking. If you really did just sit through all of my babbling about these little pieces of vinyl, I appreciate you so much. But the dolls make me, obviously, as I've said 500,000 times in the last 40 minutes of both of our lives, they make me so happy. And I'm just so glad to be part of this community and to be able to share this joy with other people who get it. Because, like, especially as you grow older, there are a lot of negative connotations to anything that is seen as kind of quote childish or just outside of the norm, not even childish. So the fact that you guys get it, I appreciate it so much. And thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you around in the next one. And Happy New Year, everybody. I'm hoping 2026 is full of adventures and love and light for all of us. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day.
Today